In the world of managerial accounting, standard costing has long been a staple methodology for tracking and controlling costs. By establishing predetermined benchmarks for materials, labor, and overhead expenses, standard costing provides a consistent framework for measuring financial performance. However, while this approach can be an effective tool for managing costs, it's essential to consider the potential psychological impact on employees. Cost variances, the differences between actual costs incurred and the standard costs set in advance, are a fundamental component of standard costing. Managers use these variances to identify areas of inefficiency, make operational improvements, and ultimately boost the bottom line. But from an employee perspective, cost variances can feel like a constant source of scrutiny and pressure. When individuals or teams are consistently held accountable for unfavorable variances, it can take a toll on morale and motivation. Employees may feel like they're being micromanaged or that their efforts are never good enough. In some cases, an overly rigid focus on meeting cost standards can lead to dysfunctional behaviors, such as cutting corners on quality, manipulating data, or engaging in unethical practices to avoid negative variances. As a leader, it's crucial to strike a balance between cost control and fostering a positive workplace culture. By understanding the psychological implications of standard costing, you can take steps to mitigate the potential downsides and keep your team engaged and motivated. Here are some strategies to consider. Focus on continuous improvement, not blame. One of the pitfalls of standard costing is that it can create a culture of blame. When variances arise, the knee-jerk reaction may be to point fingers and assign fault, but this approach is counterproductive and can erode trust and motivation over time. Instead, frame cost variances as opportunities for continuous improvement. Encourage open, honest discussions about the root causes of variances and empower your team to brainstorm solutions. Make it clear that the goal is not to single out individuals for underperformance, but rather to work together to optimize processes and drive better results. Engage employees in setting standards. Another way to mitigate the psychological impact of standard costing is to involve employees in the process of setting cost standards. Rather than imposing targets from the top down, solicit input from frontline workers who have intimate knowledge of the day-to-day realities of their jobs. Engaging employees in the standard setting process serves multiple purposes. First, it helps ensure that cost targets are realistic and achievable, rather than arbitrary numbers disconnected from operational constraints. Second, it gives employees a sense of ownership and control over their work, which can boost motivation and job satisfaction. Finally, it fosters a spirit of collaboration and shared accountability for meeting financial goals. Provide transparency and context. Cost variances don't exist in a vacuum. They're influenced by a complex web of factors, from fluctuations in raw material prices to changes in customer demand. When communicating variances to employees, it's essential to provide context and transparency around the numbers. Help your team understand the bigger picture of how their work fits into the overall financial health of the organization. Share information about market conditions, competitive pressures, and strategic objectives that may be impacting cost targets. By providing a broader context, you can help employees see variances not as personal failures, but as challenges to be navigated together. Celebrate wins and recognize effort. Positive reinforcement is a powerful tool for shaping behavior and attitudes. When teams or individuals successfully meet or exceed cost standards, take time to celebrate those wins. Recognize the hard work and dedication that went into achieving the results. But don't limit recognition to favorable variances alone. Acknowledge and appreciate the effort employees put forth, even when outcomes fall short of targets. By focusing on the process as well as the results, you send a message that you value your team's contributions and are committed to supporting their success. Balance cost control with other metrics. While cost control is undoubtedly important, it shouldn't come at the expense of other critical metrics like quality, safety, or customer satisfaction. An overemphasis on cost reduction can lead to short-term thinking and decisions that undermine long-term competitiveness. Make sure your team understands that cost is just one piece of the overall performance puzzle. Reinforce the importance of delivering value to customers, fostering innovation, and maintaining a strong brand reputation. By taking a balanced approach to performance measurement, you can alleviate some of the psychological pressure associated with cost variances. Invest in training and development. Finally, invest in your people to help them build the skills and knowledge they need to succeed in a standard costing environment. Provide training on financial concepts, data analysis, problem solving, and continuous improvement methodologies. Equip managers with the tools and techniques they need to have productive conversations about cost performance, such as coaching, active listening, and providing constructive feedback. By investing in your team's development, you demonstrate your commitment to their growth and success, which can go a long way in fostering a positive and motivated workforce. The psychological impact of standard costing. Conclusion. Standard costing is a powerful tool for managing costs, and driving financial performance. But like any tool, it must be wielded with care and consideration for the human impact. By understanding the psychological implications of cost variances on employees, leaders can take steps to create a more positive, motivating, and empowering work environment. Engaging employees in the standard setting process, providing transparency and context around variances, celebrating wins, and taking a balanced approach to performance measurement are all strategies that can help mitigate the potential downsides of standard costing. By investing in your people and fostering a culture of continuous improvement, you can harness the benefits of this costing methodology while keeping your team engaged and inspired. At the end of the day, your employees are your greatest asset. By considering their psychological needs and well being in the pursuit of financial excellence, you can create a high performing organization that not only meets its cost targets but thrives in the face of challenges and change. It's a win win that delivers bottom line results while nurturing a positive and empowered workforce.